start with brand new reports that Donald Trump has chosen Indiana Governor Mike Pence as his running mate. We'll see. Hello, everyone. I'm Shannon Bream. This is The Real Story. We are awaiting confirmation from Trump, who tweeted yesterday, quote, "I'll be making the big announcement of my vice presidential pick on Friday." A live look outside of the Indiana governor's mansion where Governor Pence is right now. He's up against a deadline to decide if he will seek re-election there. Meanwhile, the other man on Trump's short list, former House Speaker Newt Gingrich, is hosting a live Facebook chat right now, apparently all about the VP selection process. Chief political correspondent Carl Cameron is dialed in. He is live at Trump Tower in New York City. Right, Carl, what's real, what's not, what's rumor, do we know?
Well, we got lots of rumors, and we got a little that we do know. Republican sources in Indiana are saying that tomorrow, when Governor Mike Pence faces a deadline to decide whether or not he's going to run for governor or run for vice president, that he will effectively abandon his re-election hopes as the governor of the Hoosier state and make himself available to be the vice president. The Trump campaign insists that Donald Trump has not made up his mind and that there is still an offer yet to be made. Having said that, there are a whole bunch of indicators, and virtually all of my reporting suggests that it will be Mr. Pence. For starters, the roster of speakers for next week, initial and partial one, has come out. And it now says that Newt Gingrich will have a speaking slot. It also says that Chris Christie will have a speaking slot. It also says that Alabama Senator Jeff Sessions will have a speaking slot. That effectively rounds out the short list and puts them on the dais making speeches, but not as the vice president or nominee, because there is an open spot without a name to it on that says that the vice presidential candidate will also speak the same night that Newt Gingrich will. Mr. Gingrich today suggested that his gut says that it's going to be Pence. And when you add up all these things, plus what people are saying out in Indiana, given Pence's gubernatorial re-election deadline tomorrow, everything points to Pence being here tomorrow, including the fact that at least one of his staffers was seen on a flight from Indianapolis today to here in New York City. Behind the scenes, the Trump campaign is saying this is all speculation, and until Mr. Trump says so, it isn't official. And we report, you decide. The odds are stacking up more and more and more in Mike Pence's favor. He's gone silent. Trump's suggesting it wasn't him. Christie and Gingrich both have speaking slots. Pence does not. His name doesn't appear as as a speaker there. And yet there's an open line, a blank, when it says vice presidential nominee speaking next week at the convention. So that's the speculation. Until we hear it from Trump, it is simply not official. And we've been through this before. There have been an awful lot of times when people have said definitively that it's going to be Dick Gephardt back in 2004, and it wasn't. It was John Edwards. There was a lot of speculation that George W. Bush was going to pick a lot of people, and ended up that Dick Cheney, who was running his vice presidential search, picked himself. So hang in there, watch the frenzy, enjoy the speculation. Just know that the reporting suggests that that's where it's going, but Donald Trump loves to build hype. He loves to get people's attention and keep it. So we're going to probably get a lot more tea leaves, a lot more crumbs to follow through the woods. We're not quite there yet. Yeah, and Carl, you know he would love to shock all of us. That would be totally out of his playbook. All right, so in the meantime, what are we hearing from the other potential picks, those who have been rumored and on the short list? Right. Well, Chris Christie has been in this building an awful lot in the last several weeks, almost a couple of months now. Since he dropped out, he was immediately part of the campaign. He was the first rival who endorsed Donald Trump. And now he's effectively running the transition team for the Trump administration in waiting. That has given him a tremendous amount of Donald Trump's ear, an opportunity to get really close with the family. The truth is the Trump and Christie families have been social friends for a better part of a decade. And so Donald Trump himself in Bret Baier's interview yesterday went out of his way to say, well, you know, I'm down to 2, but he mentioned Chris Christie specifically. Chris Christie is absolutely quiet today. Newt Gingrich has said that his gut is that it's going to go with Pence. And Newt Gingrich and Donald Trump have spent a lot of time together. They were together yesterday at the Conrad Hotel in Indianapolis, as was Jeff Sessions. Sessions hasn't been saying much. The only person that all eyes are on are Mike Pence, Gingrich, and Sessions, and Christie. All essentially seem to be taking a step back from all this so that Mike Pence can step forward. Shannon. All right, we know you'll probably know and figure this out definitively before anybody else, but we know we got to wait now on Mr. Trump. As soon as it's definitive, then we will report, and then everybody can decide that it's from Donald Trump, and then it's real. All right, campaign Carl Cameron, great to see you.